commercial installations, the electrical code mandates that all wiring above suspended ceilings must be installed within metal raceways. This requirement stems from the increased risk of damage and the potential for fire hazards within commercial buildings. The use of metal raceways provides a robust protective barrier for the wiring, safeguarding it from physical impact, exposure to moisture, and other environmental factors. Metal raceways also offer a degree of fire resistance, helping to contain electrical faults and prevent the spread of flames. Residential applications typically have more relaxed requirements regarding wiring above suspended ceilings. It is generally permissible to have wiring exposed above suspended ceilings in residential settings, provided that certain conditions are met. Firstly, the wiring must maintain adequate clearance from sprinklers. This is crucial to ensure that the sprinkler system can function effectively in the event of a fire. Wiring that obstructs or interferes with the operation of sprinklers can compromise their ability to suppress flames and protect the building's occupants. Secondly, the wiring must be kept clear of lighting fixtures. Lighting fixtures can generate heat, and direct contact between wiring and these fixtures can lead to insulation breakdown and potential fire hazards. Maintaining a safe distance between wiring and lighting fixtures helps to prevent overheating and ensure the long-term reliability of the electrical system. Thirdly, wiring should not interfere with heating, ventilation, and air conditioning HVAC ducts. HVAC ducts can experience temperature fluctuations and condensation, and direct contact between wiring and these ducts can expose the wiring to moisture and temperature extremes, potentially leading to corrosion and insulation damage. Adequate clearance between wiring and HVAC ducts helps to protect the wiring from these environmental factors and maintain its integrity. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides detailed guidelines and requirements for electrical installations in both residential and commercial settings. It is essential for electricians and electrical contractors to adhere to the NEC to ensure the safety and compliance of electrical systems. The NEC is updated regularly to reflect advancements in technology and address emerging safety concerns. State and local jurisdictions may adopt and amend the NEC, so it is important to consult with local authorities to determine the specific electrical codes that are in effect in a given area. When installing wiring above suspended ceilings, several factors should be taken into consideration. Firstly, it is important to use the correct type of wiring for the application. The NEC specifies different types of wiring for different environments and applications. For example, wiring that is exposed to moisture or chemicals may require special insulation or sheathing to protect it from corrosion. Secondly, wiring should be properly supported and secured to prevent it from sagging or becoming damaged. The NEC provides guidelines for the spacing and type of supports that are required for different types of wiring. Thirdly, wiring should be installed in a neat and organized manner to facilitate future maintenance and troubleshooting. This includes labeling all wiring and using cable ties or other methods to bundle and secure the wiring. In addition to the NEC, other standards and regulations may apply to wiring above suspended ceilings. For example, fire codes may require the use of fire-rated wiring or raceways in certain applications. Building codes may also specify requirements for the installation of electrical systems in suspended ceilings. It is important to consult with local authorities and qualified professionals to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. The choice of wiring method for above-ceiling installations depends on several factors, including the type of occupancy, the environment, and the specific requirements of the electrical system. Conduit, which includes rigid metal conduit, intermediate metal conduit, and electrical metallic tubing, provides excellent protection for conductors and is often required in commercial and industrial settings. Cable trays offer a convenient way to support and route large quantities of cable, and are commonly used in data centers and other facilities with extensive cabling infrastructure. Flexible metal conduit allows for easy bending and routing around obstacles, and is often used to connect lighting fixtures and other equipment. Non-metallic sheet cable, commonly known as Romex, is a cost-effective option for residential wiring, but is generally not permitted in commercial or industrial applications where greater protection is required. When working with electrical wiring, it is essential to prioritize safety. Always disconnect power to the circuit before working on any wiring. Use appropriate personal protective equipment, such as gloves and safety glasses. Follow all applicable codes and regulations. If you are not comfortable working with electrical wiring, it is best to hire a qualified electrician to perform the work. Working with electricity can be dangerous, and improper wiring can lead to electric shock, fire, and other hazards. To elaborate on specific wiring methods, firstly, rigid metal conduit, also known as RMC, is a heavy-duty steel conduit that provides exceptional protection for conductors. It is commonly used in areas where wiring is subject to physical damage or exposure to corrosive elements. RMC is typically joined using threaded fittings, which create a strong and watertight connection. Secondly, intermediate metal conduit, or IMC, is a lighter weight version of RMC that offers similar protection at a lower cost. IMC is also joined using threaded fittings, but its thinner walls make it easier to bend and cut. Thirdly, electrical metallic tubing, or IMT, is a thin-walled steel conduit that is commonly used in commercial and residential applications. EMT is typically joined using compression fittings or set screw fittings, which provide a secure and reliable connection. Fourthly, flexible metal conduit, or FMC, is a flexible metal conduit that allows for easy bending and routing around obstacles. FMC is commonly used to connect lighting fixtures, motors, and other equipment. Fifthly, liquid-tight flexible metal conduit, or LFMC, is a flexible metal conduit that is covered with a liquid-tight jacket. LFMC is used in wet or damp locations to protect wiring from moisture. Furthermore, armored cable, or AC, consists of insulated conductors that are wrapped in a flexible metal sheath. AC cable provides good protection for conductors and is commonly used in residential and commercial applications. Metal-clad cable, or MC, is similar to AC cable, but it has a heavier-duty metal sheath that provides greater protection. MC cable is often used in industrial applications where wiring is subject to physical damage. Non-metallic sheathed cable, or NM, consists of insulated conductors that are wrapped in a non-metallic sheath. NM cable is commonly used in residential applications for wiring branch circuits. Underground feeder cable, or OFF, is a type of NM cable that is designed for direct burial in the ground. UF cable is commonly used for wiring outdoor lighting, pumps, and other equipment. When choosing a wiring method, it is important to consider the specific requirements of the application, the environment, and the applicable codes and regulations. Conduit provides the best protection for conductors, but it can be more expensive and difficult to install than other wiring methods. Cable trays offer a convenient way to support and route large quantities of cable, but they may not be suitable for all environments. Flexible metal conduit allows for easy bending and routing, but it may not provide adequate protection in areas where wiring is subject to physical damage. Non-metallic sheathed cable is a cost-effective option for residential wiring, but it is generally not permitted in commercial or industrial applications. To ensure the safety and reliability of electrical systems, it is essential to follow all applicable codes and regulations. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides detailed guidelines for the installation of electrical wiring and equipment. State and local jurisdictions may also have their own electrical codes that must be followed. It is important to consult with local authorities and qualified professionals to determine the specific electrical codes that are in effect in a given area. Compliance with electrical codes is not only a legal requirement, but it is also essential for protecting people and property from electrical hazards. Beyond the physical protection offered by different wiring methods, grounding and bonding are critical aspects of electrical safety. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, allowing the circuit breaker or fuse to trip and energize the circuit. Bonding connects all metal parts of the electrical system together, creating a low impedance path for fault current. Proper grounding and bonding help to prevent electric shock and minimize the risk of fire. Electrical boxes are an essential component of any electrical wiring system. They provide a safe and secure enclosure for electrical connections and protect wiring from damage. Electrical boxes are available in a variety of sizes and shapes to accommodate different wiring configurations. Metal boxes provide better protection than non-metallic boxes, and they are often required in commercial and industrial applications. When installing electrical boxes, it is important to ensure that they are properly grounded and bonded. Wiring devices such as switches, receptacles, and lighting fixtures must be properly installed and maintained to ensure their safe and reliable operation. Wiring devices should be rated for the voltage and amperage of the circuit. They should also be installed in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions and all applicable codes and regulations. Regular inspection and maintenance of wiring devices can help to identify and correct potential problems before they lead to electrical hazards. Overcurrent protection devices such as circuit breakers and fuses are designed to protect electrical circuits from overloads and short circuits. Circuit breakers are resettable devices that trip when the current exceeds the rated value. Fuses are one-time devices that melt and open the circuit when the current exceeds the rated value. Overcurrent protection devices should be sized appropriately for the circuit they are protecting. They should also be tested regularly to ensure that they are functioning properly. In conclusion, wiring above suspended ceilings requires careful consideration of code requirements, environmental factors, and safety considerations. Commercial installations typically require the use of metal raceways to protect wiring, while residential applications may allow for exposed wiring under certain conditions. Adherence to the National Electrical Code and other applicable standards is essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical systems. Proper grounding, bonding, and overcurrent protection are critical for preventing electrical shock and fire hazards. By following best practices and consulting with qualified professionals, it is possible to create safe and efficient electrical installations in both residential and commercial settings.